Hey everyone, welcome back to the MV Alucia. My name's Melissa Patrician from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hi, Dwight Coleman from the University of Rhode Island Inner Space Center at the Graduate School of Oceanography.
So we've had another exciting day here on the Alucia. To recap again, the Alucia is a privately owned research vessel, which we boast a large host of scientific and exploration equipment. And we are out here with the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution testing three new bits of technology. The first is our new Nereid hybrid tether vehicle. And the NHT is able to operate in a few different modes. One is via that tether, making it more like an ROV. And the second is without a tether, untethered, making it more like an AUV, autonomous underwater vehicle. And we're also here testing the optical modem. And then our third objective is actually telepresence. So Dwight, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So we're pretty excited to be partnered with Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution and the MV Alucia and all the folks on board to really deliver these live telepresence broadcasts for the first time. So we're streaming to you live on the internet through this telepresence link, which is basically a satellite internet connection. So the ship has a satellite tracking antenna on board the ship, and through that we establish this semi-high bandwidth internet connection, and then we can do whatever we want over that internet connection. And in this case, we're broadcasting video and audio, and we've also practiced with data transfers and engaging people on shore to follow us along and take part in what we're doing. And that's really the idea of telepresence, is not everyone can come on the ship with us when we do these exciting missions. So we want to have the ability to engage the public, engage other stakeholders in the mission of the ship. And we do that through this telepresence link, so we can bring people on board with us throughout the duration of the mission. And one pretty exciting thing about what we did with the submarines and the optical modem is that's its own version of telepresence, right? So the submarine is diving down on the seafloor. There's only 3 people in that sub, but the whole ship was brought down with them when they were diving through an optical modem link. So that optical modem link is its own version of telepresence, and then we were able to take that same data and send it ashore. So this is all pretty exciting. I don't think it's really ever been done before.
No, that's true. So it's all new, exciting adventures here. And I did give you a little teaser that we've had yet another exciting day here on the Alucia this morning. For the first time ever, we were able to test moving the vehicle around and connecting to the optical modem. And so I have one of the engineers here, Cliff, from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. And Cliff's going to tell us a little bit about this optical modem technology and kind of what we're doing here with the vehicle.
Right. Thank you, Melissa. Hello, everyone. So this morning's test involved lowering the Nereid hybrid tether vehicle over the stern of the ship, and we also lowered our optical modem unit over the stern as well. And we established, even though it's broad daylight, we established a link over very, very short range, just a meter. But we displayed all the capability that we're going to need when we're down 500, 700 meters deep. So we transmitted video, controlled the vehicle, ran the manip a little bit, and basically proved the concept, and our communications link was up to the job. So now we're steaming to station. We're going to go try it in deep ocean.
Cool. So how deep were we this morning?
We were in about, I think we were in 20 meters of water, and we were down about 16 meters deep. So we dropped the topside modem, which we call the chandelier. We dropped that down to 15 meters depth, and we had good video at 10 megabits per second. We saw some fish swim by, so it was a good test. Yeah.
Neat. So this afternoon, it sounds like we're going to go out to deeper water and do another test with the vehicle deeper and drop the optical modem deeper again, right? Is that correct?
Exactly, that is correct. And another thing I should mention, the reason we were able to communicate at all in shallow water and daylight is because of the wavelength that we've chosen for this link. We're using near UV violet light, 405 nanometers. So we're transmitting at the edge of what's visible to the human eye, and we're blocking with optical filters. We're blocking a lot of the sunlight. Now there's plenty of sunlight in the UV range, but we're able to knock it down quite a bit, so we can work in shallow water. But the real strength of this system is working down deep.
That's so cool. So in case, just sort of recap this idea, this is the first time this has ever been done. Is that what I understand?
We've actually been working on this for a while, and this is the first time we're doing a bidirectional optical link with basically an ROV with a manipulator and all its associated equipment. So that's first. We've done some work with AUVs and let's see. Really what we're doing is we're replacing the tether with the optical modem. So it's going to be like having an ROV on board, except we don't have to have all the handling gear that you'd have to have if you had a tethered connection to the vehicle.
That's great. So I have a live tweet question here from Josh Josh from California. Josh from California wants to know, how does this change the game with using ROVs?
Well, actually, to answer that question, we've got another engineer that I work with, Norm Farr. He's from Woods Hole Oceanographic as well, and you want to introduce him? And
come on in, Norm.
Some of the operational.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the sort of long-term goals of this and the operational, how this is changing what we're doing here?
So getting rid of the tether is actually one of the biggest asset. The tether winds up dictating how big the ship is for deep water operations. So if you can get rid of the tether, you can reduce the size of the ship. You can make the vehicles much smaller, battery operated. You can do basically light intervention type operations in the oil field. So there's tons of applications where you don't need a large, high-powered ROV to do subsea operations.
So cool, guys. So what we're really doing here is pretty groundbreaking. Again, usually these ROVs operate, with a tether, or in the AUV mode, they operate without a tether and are sort of pre-programmed to do something. What we're doing here is basically sticking in the water and then asking the optical modem to kind of take control of the vehicle and sort of tell it what to do, communicate with it, and then bring it back to the ship, and then it kind of goes back to operating in that AUV mode, and we're able to recover it and sort of talk to it that way. So it's really a whole new level of communication that we're working on out here, and as Norm and Cliff has said, this has been in the making for some time now, but this is its first test out here with the new Nereid hybrid tether vehicle. And we're pretty excited about it. Norm, anything else you want to share?
We have done this on this ship before, and a much simpler operation, but this is really a pretty exciting cruise for us. We've actually have a link now that is just rock solid and allows the vehicle to link up, and you just don't really worry about the link. It's pretty exciting. We're feeling like this is like all of our work is paying off.
And another really cool thing is we talked to you yesterday about this optical modem. We tested those capabilities with the submersibles yesterday and the day before as well. So if you're not Facebook friends with Norm Farr, you probably should be, because he is Facebook posting from the bottom of the ocean. It's pretty cool.
That was actually about the coolest thing I've done. Was actually, and I never thought I would say that about a Facebook post. But it's truly, it shows that, for me anyway, it showed that you use this really robust technology that works well terrestrially, because we have such a nice high bandwidth link. But you go to the bottom of the ocean and suddenly communications are just non-existent until you hook up with an optical modem, which has high bandwidth. So suddenly, we got an optical link. We got acoustics and or video and audio in the sub. Made a little Wi-Fi hotspot in the sub, and then actually texted people on shore, and posted a selfie to Facebook, which was rather impressive. It's pretty funny.
We actually are showing the audience right now some footage of you and some fish and hanging out in the bottom of the ocean and Facebook posting. And then we even had a FaceTime conversation between Norm and Alan at the bottom of the ocean and me up here in Mission Control on our cell phones, guys. That's pretty cool. So we can show you a little bit of that as well. And It was just so cool. Don't you think, Norm?
Yeah, it's the kind of, I mean, that's the kind of thing that we all take for granted, you know, because we live in this high bandwidth environment. Under the ocean, you do not have high bandwidth, period. It's just really slow comms or no comms. There's either, you know, you have acoustics, which go a long ways, and very low bandwidth, very low data rate. But you know, that's been the norm for underwater communications for years, and Hui does a lot of that, very groundbreaking stuff. But as far as really transferring video underwater, or you know, which is essentially FaceTiming, you know, you need the bandwidth. You have to have a link that you can't really do with acoustics. So this is what we did. It was really cool, in a very funny. I mean, we exploited it in a very funny way, which I feel really good about. So.
Absolutely. You know, we like to have fun out here just as much as we like to work hard. So everyone, that's a little recap on what we've been doing for the last couple days and what we're going to do this afternoon. Again, we're going to come back to you live at 3 o'clock our time, 4 o'clock Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And we're going to go through hopefully we'll have the vehicle in the water at that point. We might be able to show you actually the deep dive of the vehicle connecting to the optical modem. And we'll probably also have a little recap event for you because that'll be our last broadcast of the trip. We're getting ready to wrap up this cruise and head back to port. And so it's almost time for you to say goodbye to me, but not yet. Still tune in for that 4 o'clock broadcast. And don't keep forgetting. No, don't keep forgetting. Please do follow us on Twitter at mmelrose0717, #Alucia Live, and we'll be checking back in with you guys in a couple hours. Thank you, Norm, and thank you, Cliff, for coming aboard and, you know, showing us all this amazing technology and then sharing it with all these guys at home. Bye, everyone.